So I lost my body. Well, I mean, I didn't. It's the name of the film. But this is definitely one of the most experimental and original animated films of the year. I mean, you look at stuff like, like we have like sequels this year of Toy Story 4 and How to Train Your Dragon 2, How to Train Your Dragon 3 and Frozen 2, all sequels. But here we have an original animated film called I Lost My Body, and it kind of feels like a concept that that might be done by Pixar and stuff, because it's kind of like a, finding your way back home type of story. Except this is except this one is a lot more adult and a lot more weird. So the story is basically about, and I swear a lot of people are going to think this is a comedy the way that I describe this, but I assure you it's not. This is a story about a cut off hand trying to find its way back to its master. So a hand is cut off and is trying to find its way back to the person who lost that hand. Now the film jumps around in time. Like it jumps around, like we follow the hand from the beginning, but then we also cut back in time to before the hand was cut off, and we sort of like, it's kind of weird. We kind of like see the memories that the hand remembers of, like feeling sand or playing in the grass or poking bugs and stuff like that. But the hand belongs to Naufel. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. He's voiced in the English version by Dev Patel, and he essentially is kind of like a down on your luck pizza delivery guy. He doesn't have much ambition in his life. He lives in a crowded house with a bunch of people, and he's just, he finds himself aimless. And then one night he delivers a pizza to an apartment complex, but he can't quite get in the door. And the woman won't come down to get her pizza, and the pizza's already crushed, and it's raining outside, so now it just decides to sit back and relax. And the woman he ends up talking to is Gabrielle, who's voiced by Aaliyah Shawkat, and they kind of connect a little bit. They don't really know each other's names, although he finds out she's a librarian, so they just kind of like sit back, they chat a little bit. And, realizing that he does want to get close to this woman to get to know her a little bit, because she actually showed concern for him. Like, he feels like nobody gives a crap about him. Like, his boss cares more about the pizzas than he does his employees. Nobody in the place that he lives at really cares all that much about him. And here's this woman who she's asking, like, were you hurt in the motorcycle accident you had trying to get over here? And he thinks, like, at first, like, she's talking about the pizza. It's like, no, she's concerned about him. So it's like, man, I gotta figure out a way to get closer to this woman. Now, this could have gotten stalkerish, and it kind of somewhat does, but he tries to, like, easily work his way into this woman's life by befriending an older member of the apartment complex, who's by the name of Gigi, who's actually voiced by George Wendt. Interesting, I haven't seen George Wendt in quite a while. So essentially, he takes on a position as a carpenter's apprentice, and sort of like, and kind of like connects with this woman, like I said, they connect over the speaker, so she doesn't know what he looks like, so he tries to connect with her, as sort of like becoming an apprentice, and then basically stopping by the library and catching her every now and then. And then, like I said, and then there's the whole story of that hand that's trying to get back to him, and we find out how that exactly happened. The film is, it's interesting. Like, it's kind of it's very much a surreal film in how it kind of like jumps around in time, and it uses different colors. Sometimes the color drops out, sometimes it washes out, and it's very much a contemplative film. Like, it takes the time to sort of focus on the little things. It's got some odd action here and there, like especially with the hand trying to crawl its way back. It has to like face off against like pigeons and bugs and rats that are trying to eat it, so you kind of have, and like I said, it's treated earnestly, like the whole thing of like it's like a thing from the Addams Family going on an adventure. It could be comedic, and it kind of somewhat is here and there with how the hand tries to avoid dangers, but also very, very emotional. Like, there's a very cute subplot where the hand learns to connect with tries to connect with the baby, because the baby will not judge a disembodied hand. It won't try to think it's a rat, or that they're losing their mind, or that they're drunk. The baby just sees someone, trying to help. trying to help soothe this baby. So it's a very surreal film. It's very weird, but it's also very emotional and very contemplative. It takes some odd twists towards the end of the film, especially like with a tape recorder, and it reveals a few twists that are a little bit hard to believe, but at the same time they kind of resonate because we've spent enough time with these characters. We get to know them enough. We get to like them enough. And it's like it's rare that you get to see animated films that are a little bit more meditative on the somberness of life. And yeah, it's this film is kind of getting around. It just debuted on Netflix about a week ago, but it's already actually won quite a few awards this year. So it's definitely out there. It's definitely one of those films that are taking risks and taking chances. And like I said, like I said this in my review of Klaus, there are a lot of 2D films out there, but they're coming. They're smaller films. They're coming from other countries, so you got to go out and look for them. And thankfully, I Lost My Body is on Netflix, so there's little excuse to not know about it and not check this out. It's not the most as ambitious animation. You can tell they kind of like skip a few frames here and there, but they are trying out different styles, different color, and especially for like an animated film that's even though it has a disembodied hand, it's more or less just set in the real world, without a whole lot of like fantastical elements. I gotta admit, this film won me over. There was not a single moment where I kind of like veered off the screen with my eyes. Like I was mesmerized by this film. So I Lost My Body, 4 out of 5 stars.